I really hadn't wanted to do other publishing tonight. I really hadn't, you know, but now I'm angry. I'm quite angry. Why wouldn't I be? You know, there's just horrible things happening all the time. And after I published a few things at YouTube I thought I should publish, I also thought there was something I should write, so I wrote it at WordPress, and I've gotten all of these messages from Skip and Zoxim. I mean, I've been deleting other messages also, and here's 10 of them. 10 of them that I've gotten, you know, and I've been deleting them over the past few days, actually, and just not even reading them. So, but you know, I mean, the thing is, and actually a few other people started writing to me trying to tell me that I was crazy, I have to go to the hospital, that sort of thing, probably because Zoxim's getting, you know, I've given Zoxim the attention about it. Zoxim is particularly vicious about that. He is particularly vicious about it, and it's not like I'm just gonna, I don't know, you know, it's disgusting. Everything that is happening to me is disgusting, right? And Skip and Zoxim put into words the attitude probably of a lot of people who abuse me. So that is why I sometimes publish things that they write about. So, you know, here's this. He says these horrible things. I never have sex. My life has been just totally decimated by the conglomerate. I haven't had sex since I was 29 years old, and I'll be 40 this summer. This is true enough. I mean, medication supposed to be the last resort for things. It's supposed to be the last resort, and unfortunately, it's something that people are constantly being pressured to take, and their real problems often go unaddressed, which they shouldn't. Look at the, you know, I can't go out in public at all without other people being absolutely horrible to me, and I can't, you know, I have no privacy whatsoever, you know, so I can't even be in my own apartment without people being absolutely horrible to me, right? I think you're disgusting. That's what I think. That's what I think of you. I've told them that. That's what I've been telling them. That's great. You know, that's great. And so everyone's supposed to be listening to you? No, I paid the portion of it for which I was responsible. I did in fact still have to pay some rent every month, and that was what I paid in advance for, you know, months of it. Look at this, and this is what he's saying to me. This is what I mean, the hospital is very unpleasant. You know, there's never a time that being in the hospital is actually something that's, you know, the hospital is not a nice place to have to be. Yeah. Right, and here's Zoxim. Here's Zoxim writing to me. I guess Zoxim was all excited because I confronted him. He wrote me he's actually written me some very nasty messages since the last time that I did videos about him and Skip. Very extremely vicious messages, just attacking everything I had to say, and I bet he's just very excited to try to attack me again about my living situation. I mean, this is what he was like the first time. This is what he was like when they were taking me to court the first time, the property management. No, I don't have the money for an attorney, and actually the attorneys, a number of the attorneys who showed up from Greater Boston Legal Services during the court hearings were quite rude to me, coughing. There was actually a girl during the last, I don't even know who she worked for, but there she was in the courtroom, and I have no idea why she was there. But during the last court hearing, after everything was settled, I walked out and I had to walk past her to get out of the courtroom, and she literally coughed right in my face. And there were other attorneys who showed up there, women actually, who, you know, a woman walked up to me and said, "I'm the attorney from Greater Boston Legal Services. I can help represent you if you want." And then she like rubbed her nose, coughed at me when she walked past me. I mean, they're there to help poor people. I felt I had done all the preparation for the hearing. I had been working on it for weeks. You know, even though I actually had to go to a crisis unit just you know, several days before because I was so overwhelmed, I still had done all the work for it, and I did just fine. Do you understand me? I did just fine. I did a lot better than any of them expected me to do. I'm sure that when the property management had the lawyer write me that letter, and when the lawyers were talking about me, you know, in their law firm or whatever it was, I'm sure they absolutely had no idea whatsoever that they were not just going to walk in that courtroom and get me evicted like during the first hearing. I'm sure, right? So there's no, you know, I don't have the money for an attorney, and obviously the people who would have been free would not. Even a couple of them who showed up, who seemed to be not against me, actually against me. All I did was just ask them some questions to clarify a couple questions that I had, and to make sure that I was right about a few things. And in fact, I was right. I didn't need them. No, the agreement, I didn't get fooled into anything. The agreement was, there was a lot about the agreement that was reasonable, and the things about it that weren't reasonable, I felt like I could live with them. And I did everything that I was supposed to do. No, you know what? That's true. She doesn't. And no, you give me a break. No, the agreement was something I had. You don't even know anything whatsoever. A written agreement was, the right thing to do at the time. And you just don't know anything whatsoever. They wanted to evict me, right? And I signed a written agreement that let me out of the lease. It's a mutual termination of the lease. They have to give me a neutral reference, right? I got 3 months to find another place to live, which has been very, very, very difficult. I don't want to get out of the agreement. There are things about it that I would like to change, but I realize I can't. But the property management has continued to abuse me. Is the thing. Give me a break. Oh yeah, I would love that. I would love to get real help, but I can't. And in fact, I will say this to you again, because you just don't get it, right? I did just fine then, and hopefully I'll do just fine this time too. Listen to them. Or like I should listen to you? Look at this. You're the BS. You're the liar. No, I'm in a mess because horrible people have done horrible things to me, right? But in fact, actually, I would not be surprised if the property management and the lawyer for the property management and even the person from Quincy Community Action were planning to say all of these things about me in terms of like my being delusional and difficult to work with and all that sort of thing. I would not be surprised. Look at this. No, I couldn't get in. There was nothing I've been able to do. None of this is my fault. Give me a break. No, there was nothing. Look at you. How about you just leave me alone and ignore me for the rest of your life? I would love to have you ignore me. Look, and everyone knows that you're lying. Everybody knows that you're lying. Oh yeah. No, they're not going to, because the thing is, they're not going to use anything as a mitigating situation, because they have tried to use the fact that I have a psychiatric history to say that I'm like incredibly dangerous and that I shouldn't even be allowed in the office of the building for the property management. Right? I mean, it's look at this. I don't harass them, and everything I say is true. And why don't you just shut up and leave me alone?